Okay, so this video is I don't even know. Mary, this is for you. I'm a mess, but I need to get my oil done. So I'm going to attempt to do this, and hopefully everything's going to come out. Hopefully the sound, you will hear this much better. That's my intent. You need 1 onion. You need about a whole head of garlic. This is a big head. They say 10 cloves, but these are big, so I'm going to say probably half of this, but we'll see once we go to do it. You're going to need virgin coconut virgin coconut oil, cold pressed, and organic. Okay, so if you can, that's the best. You're going to need 1 cup of this. So I usually just take a 1 measure. It's a little cold here in Jersey, so I'm going to have to scoop it out with a spoon. I'm going to use a big frying pan. I like cast iron. This is my solder one. I like this. So I'm going to fill this up. Again, I know I said it's cold, but I was outside running around, raking leaves. And so you could do extra. It's not can be a little extra. It's not going to hurt anything. So I tried making a video for the cream for you, and what did I do? I ended up having my hair down, and I'm sure anybody that ends up watching this would not be happy with my hair all down. So again, I was outside blowing my nose because I was playing with vacuuming leaves outside. So again, I look like a total train wreck, and I worked the poles yesterday, so I'm a little beat up. So heat this up to, I would say, I put this on 6, but mine's gas. So you want it medium high, and if it starts burning, you don't want to burn it. So I'm going to cut the ends off my onion. I'm using just a regular sweet onion, white onion. These are actually really pretty. So I'm going to peel the onion. You cut it in 4 chunks. I don't know why. She was a physicist and a biochemist. She knew what she was doing, and she had a reasoning for doing everything. So anyway, cut it in 4, once down the middle, and then again cross cut. So you have 4 pieces. Okay, I put them in the oil. The oil's still melting. I'm going to set a timer for 13. It's already starting to sizzle a little bit. So maybe I'll do 14 just because. I'm also going to do the cream at the same time. Excuse me, Bella. So I'm going to put this away. And I have my oil in the freezer. It's been in there for over a week. It's frozen solid, so it's not like, but if I leave it out, it'll start melting. So I'm just going to leave it in the freezer for now. It has to be in the freezer for at least a half an hour because you need it ice cold. Again, all messed up from being outside. Talk about allergy season. I'm going to have some tea. Oh, it needs honey, but it has fresh ginger, green tea with fresh ginger. She always said have, I think it was 5 to 6 cups of hot liquid daily. I tend to do the green tea. She said if you were going to do caffeine after, don't have it forenoon, she said, before noon. But green tea is a little different. It's a different caffeine, as far as I know. I could be misquoting. But I don't have any trouble sleeping, so that's really good. And again, you can see how beautifully dressed I am. And I have to get back to work soon. So, these are really big. So I would say this is like 3. And I just ordered garlic because I want to grow some in my garden. I was talking to my aunt, and she was telling me, asking me if I had gotten garlic, and I was like, I didn't. So it made me think, I'm going to order it, because this is the time of year to plant it. I'm going to use this beautiful garlic. I got this from the health food store, Natural Health. I love that store. But it's really pretty. You're supposed to keep the garlic whole. When I smash it, it kind of, so these 2 are more like 5. That's a lot of garlic there. So I'm probably only going to do the outer layer of this head of garlic. Ooh, okay, I'll just take that one. So I give them a bang like that, and then the shell usually pops off. And I had asked Luther before, like, can we, because you think, well, if you want the protein that's in it, the sulfur protein, why not use, what are they called? Garlic press. And he said no. So I'm not going to question. And unfortunately, she died in 2003. So we won't know what she would like to have done. I think it's cool she was a German, because my mom was almost all German. I think there was a little Russian in there. So I'm American, definitely. Born in the wrong decade, no, wrong century, because I would like to have had a simpler life. Okay, so this is how much garlic I have. Like I said, that's a big head of garlic. You would usually use 10 cloves. I'm going to say that's even more than 10. If it was just one of those little tiny heads, that's some fat. All right, so next, I'm going to check this. We still have 11 minutes on this. So let me think what else I would have to do. I would heat that in the oil. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I have a sweet potato cooking from my garden, my first one. I have a whole bunch in there, but I haven't pulled them yet. So this cooks for 13 minutes. Once that's done, I'm going to add this, heat it for 3 more minutes, shut it off. I'll let it sit for probably 5-10 minutes, or I might pour it right in. Let's see what time it is. Almost 3 o'clock. So I have to be done all of this by 3:30. So Ralph loves the cereal, so I am going to quickly make that. And I have everything out over here. So I'm going to move this over here. This is the rest of my garlic. I was reading an article, and it was talking about onion skin and boiling it and using it for broth. I wonder if garlic skin would work the same way. I don't know the ingredient, but there was something in the skin, and I guess because it grows underground, but not sure. So, for the cream, now again, I'm not trying to confuse you. I just have a few minutes now. I got 9 minutes before that's done. So, this is the beautiful cream that I made. I did a video recently, but again, my hair was all down, and there's no way I wouldn't have got blasted all over social media if my hair was flinging around. My sister was helping me, asking me some really good questions, actually. But I just want to get this done. So while I'm doing this, because I think this is something that people need, this oxygenates your cells. It gives your cells what they need to make you feel fully energetic, right? It's not just a feel-good thing. It literally makes you lighter, and not lighter on the scale, but your cells are spinning the electrons, and you just feel lighter. Okay, so I use certified organic flax oil. I like Flora. It's not cheap. Flax oil is very expensive. Cold pressed, unrefined, and it doesn't say anything about lignin. And You don't want that. It's the fiber. You don't want that. I use a 2-cup measurer. I use a scale to measure my cream. And thanks to my sister, I have some really cool measuring cups because I used to just do 1.5, and now I can actually measure this out properly. I do a double batch. That will be, I'm getting spit on by the oil. This will be 1/4 and 1/8 of flax oil. So this is a double batch. I can break this down. Maybe I can attach, directions or something. I don't really know how to do that. And then, so this is a 1/4 cup and 1/8 cup. Okay, so again, double batch. And then a 1/4 cup. So it's the normal recipe will be 3 tablespoons to 2 tablespoons. You double that, 6 tablespoons to 4 tablespoons. 4 tablespoons in a 1/4 cup, 2 tablespoons in 1/8. So this is 6, this is 4, and then you kind of get that going. So it's oil and milk, mixing these two together. You will get a hydrogen bridge. I am going to put honey in it. It's 2 teaspoons of honey, 1 for each batch. 1, 2, I time it when I put it in a measuring cup. So this is getting really nice and golden brown, but keep working on that. I got to measure my cheese. This is my Cork cheese. God is good. I've really been making really nice batches of this. I think, okay, so I will use, for a double batch, I will use anywhere from 200 to 170 grams. This is 175. I'm just going to use that. It's a tiny bit more. All right, so again, beautiful cream. I use buttermilk to process raw milk that I get from the Amish. I'm very thankful that I can get that through a friend. So I'm going to turn that off. Put my scale away. Got 5 minutes left on this, and then I'm going to add the garlic. Sweet potatoes cooking, and I can't wait to have that. I'm going to have that for a snack. Put the oil away. I use an immersion blender. This one I've had for years. It's a Breville. I love it. I want to buy another one just for backup, plus everything's getting so expensive. But for now, it's been a trooper, okay? I do it on the high setting. I'll put this over here so you can see. I will mix these two together. It makes a high fridge. It's a delicate fridge between the milk and the oil. And it thickens really. It's a really cool thing. And people that make mayonnaise, a lot of these recipes can be used as mayonnaise, but without the honey in it. It's amazing. It's delicious. I just have a favorite one now, but I haven't really played with all the recipes because some of the things are so different than anything that we've done in America. So I'm so used to buying everything quick. So you can see that that's beautifully blended. Spitting at me. Okay, so I'm going to put, she says to mix the cheese in a little at a time, so I'm going to actually do that this time. The only thing I would say about this mixer, and I can't imagine if I had one that was cordless, it would have the same power, so the cord is always in the way. But it's a fabulous tool. Actually, my niece Sarah, I remember her mentioning one for the first time when I was making a creamy soup. And we were talking about these. I had never even heard of one before. And make a nice soup in a Dutch oven with all the fresh sauteed vegetables. And then just hit it with one of these. And it is so The cream's really thick, depending on how much moisture the whey comes out of the cheese curd. Sometimes it's a little drier, which it doesn't matter either way. I'll just add quark to separate. So here's quark. This is pretty much ready. That's ready actually. Fat on top. I will spin that off, and then this gets heated to 100 degrees. Put it in the fridge, separate it away. Again, this is a recipe. I did an example. I will add vanilla to this when I'm done. This is a really nice big batch. My dogs are salivating because they get to clean the bowl before I put it in the dishwasher. And they love it. So that 16 minutes is a long video. I would have turned that off, but since I can do two things, I hope the sound comes out, the hair is up. I look like a train wreck, but I just want to get this done, especially for you, Mary. I wish you were closer, although you're lucky being in Florida. Okay, I'm going to add, it's 41 seconds, I'm going to add the garlic, and I'm just going to stick it in here and set this for 3 more minutes. And then once that's done, I'm just going to turn it off. I'm going to turn it down just a touch, but I do like the garlic to get a little brown, because I do end up eating it. I don't waste it. All right, so here's the cream. This is beautiful. It tastes like just the nicest whipped custard. It is so yummy. I do a capful. I would say it's a teaspoon. I started buying vanilla beans and using vodka and just letting them soak, and so I get more and more vanilla because vanilla's getting really expensive. So this, I'm gonna taste it. It's delicious. It's delicious, and I can't even explain to you how delicious it is until you taste it. So then the next thing I do, again, that's got 2 minutes, is I put, so she called for 2 tablespoons of flax. My husband likes much more than that, so I usually, because he eats it like a meal. And ground flax with honey isn't going to hurt you. It's full of fiber too. I'm just going to put all of this in, kind of pressed for time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, I unplugged it. 5, 6, 7. This is a coffee grounder just for herbs. That's the ground flax. Never grind flax until you're ready to use it. Honey does work as a preservative, raw honey in particular. So I will use this bowl. This is just because how I worked it out. And then I take honey, and I do about 2 tablespoons because there's a lot of flax in here. And then I take a spoon, and I just kind of work it into a crumble. I think my son is home, or my dogs are running around like crazy. I'm not sure. So, all right. Thought I heard the chickens. All right. So see, that's a nice crumbly texture. I'll make, so if it's a tablespoon each, I'm just gonna eyeball this. 1 here, 1 here. That's a little bit more there. There's the bell. There's a little bit more there. Okay, this is done. It's very golden, but it doesn't smell burnt. So I'm gonna let that, I'm gonna shut that off. We're gonna let that sit before I pour it into the fat. I'm gonna add the blueberries. I get frozen blueberries. They're pretty cost effective, and they have a lot of nutritional benefits. She did some really cool things with the tart cherry juice. In fact, I am growing a tart cherry tree because there's so many good nutritional benefits from tart cherry juice. So why not grow one? Even if it's supposed to get 20 pounds in 3 years. So I hope so, because tart cherry juice is really yummy. And I could use my juicer to do that. So that would be cool. Okay. So next, my husband and son like bananas. So I use bananas in theirs. Just kind of go like this. And I don't know. I don't think Budwig used much bananas in her recipes. I was looking through her cookbook recently. Oh, just reading her books. The information that she has is absolutely amazing. The way that she looked at sunlight, the way that she would explain things in the way she makes me sound smart just because I repeat what she says. I don't understand the actual physics behind it, but the beautiful imagery of just the energy that you can get from your food and how it can make you, I didn't put enough banana. It can make you feel so well. We eat for entertainment, and all it's doing is weighing us down and making us feel awful. So this particular cream is like the breakfast that we have, although my husband has it for dinner. And then this oil, Mary, we put it all over cabbage with any vegetables, and then you could put it over a buckwheat. People in America don't really use buckwheat, and it's a shame because it's really good for you, really, really easy to digest if you're, if you have like Crohn's or anything like that. Buckwheat is not, what does everybody say? No. Oh, darn it. I can't think. You guys know. Anyway, so then I'll put a little bit of tart cherry juice into it. And then I'll package these up. I don't put it in my husband's. He could care less. And it's very expensive right now for a batch of it. So, I'm not going to put it where I don't need it. If he wants it, he can. I would love to give it to him. I just love that he eats it every night. And he looks forward to it. If it's not made, he's like, where's my cereal? Anyway, he doesn't say it like that. That's just me. So I'm going to have mine later. This is Joey's and Ralph's. He gets a big one because that's his dinner. So I am going to finish the oil now. So I have the ice cold flax oil firm. I need another bowl because I use this size bowl with I like glass because I don't know if plastics affect your food. I prefer not to play around with it. I will take sorry about the camera. I will take the onion and garlic out of the pan, and I will use the slotted spoon that I almost used for something else. So I'll just scoop this out, and like I said, I'll cook with this. I'm not sure if there's a lack of nutrients or what's missing once you do this, but I'll tell you what, toasted garlic regardless, delicious. Okay, so this oil actually looks really clean, but I will still drain it through a metal strainer. So I will put this over top. I've figured out ways of doing it with the least amount of moving parts. Cast iron is very heavy. I prefer it. You can always get a little extra vitamin of iron while you're doing it. So this has a pour spout, but it's not always exact. So I'm going to just pour that hot oil in, okay? And then what I do is really, really stir it. So I have the spoon here from the measuring cup. So I am just going to stir this And you can see this is the flax oil, and they're going to mix together. The cold glass also, you can feel it's still cold. And what happens, I wait till the cup gets cold, or not cold anymore. If it starts feeling warm, and then I can pour it right into this bowl right here. And then this bowl, I'll put a lid on it, and I'll use it for anything. And it is so full of essential fatty acids that the body really needs. Your brain, your heart, they're electric. They need it. And many people are eating so many things, not because they're hungry. They are hungry. They're starving. Their bodies are starving for nutrients. They might feel like their stomach has bulk in it and it's full, but they're starving. Their cells are starving. Budwig, no one ever dismissed her work. Well, they did dismiss it. They couldn't disprove it. I've been spending the last 5 years of my life trying to see where it doesn't fall true. For fact, sea moss is now this big kick. And I came to find out that all the desserts she makes is with agar, which is sea moss. It's powdered sea moss. I had no idea. My sister was talking about it. I started going, and she was talking about all the health benefits. I talked to a girl that makes these smoothies. And I remember trying to work with it, and it's really a weird gelled consistency. So when I saw this texture, I thought, that reminds me of the sea moss. Of this agar, and I couldn't ever get it to a nice creamy consistency. So you would use it with the cream, and so I just didn't do it. But now it's like a big trend, and I know why it's good. She was talking about it 50 years ago. So anyway, this is cream. My dogs will get the rest of this. It helps Bella with her arthritis, because that's one of the things. It's a cure for arthritis. Even diabetes. Again, there's a lot of things not working properly in the body, and this just gives you the energy that you need for your body to start healing itself. Thank you for your time. And Mary, I hope this works. I hope it will. I don't feel like doing this again, but I will keep trying. Bye.